Welcome everyone to the Hot Sauce number 193, presented on April 7th. The Hot Sauce is the longest running news show in the EOS ecosystem and the only place where you can get all your weekly EOS news and updates in less than 25 minutes. My name is Stefan, one of the co-founders of EOS Nation. We're one of the top block producers on EOS, and I'm excited to be your host for today. We've got a good show lined up for you. We're talking about EOS EVM updates and documentation, ENF March 23 event highlights and events that are upcoming in April. EOS featured in Altcoin Daily, as well as Yves attending the Wendy O Show. There's some technical updates with the Leap version 3.2.3 patch being released. We're talking Upland news, as well as the Eden election going on this weekend. So without further ado, let's get right into it. EOS EVM, the launch scheduled for April 14th to go live on the EOS mainnet. Everything's still on track. Right now, if you want to get your hands dirty, touch the EOS EVM, you can do so on the EOS testnet. So here we got some nice documentations up at docs.eosnetwork.com. Of course, all of the links that are featured here today, you can find in the show notes below. So you can get introduced to the EOS EVM here. There's some getting started sections and some new products, I guess, to use on the EOS EVM. So the Faucet, easy way to send one EOS to your wallet. And all you need to do here is you plug in your Ethereum public key. Any Ethereum public key will work, of course. And then you go on to the EOS EVM on the Jungle 4 testnet, and you can interact with the EVM. Exactly. So here on the right, fun little stats here. You can see the wallet addresses being sent 1 EOS every single second, 1 second block time on the EOS EVM. And you can see here how many transactions have been processed in the last hour. We're at 10,000 transactions processed this hour. And so fun to see how performant the EOS EVM is. When you plug in your key, click send, you get that confirmation right away. Stuff is lightning fast. Other tools you can play around with, the EOS EVM bridge, which allows you to bridge EOS tokens from the Jungle 4 testnet to the EOS EVM that runs on the Jungle 4 testnet. Of course, when the EOS EVM goes live on the EOS mainnet, you'll be able to use the same tools to transfer your EOS tokens currently sitting in your EOS account onto your EOS EVM tokens to interact with some apps that are going to be built in there. So very exciting stuff. And the last thing I want to show is the EOS EVM Block Explorer. Standard stuff here, but nice to see the Block Explorer showing all the transactions going on the Jungle 4 testnet EOS EVM. And then finally, if you want to get in deeper, ask some questions, join the EOS EVM developers official channel on Telegram. So that's t.me/EOS EVM. Very simple. There's almost 400 people in there, and everyone's excited to test out the EOS EVM on the testnet, and excited for the launch coming up in just over a week on April 14th. So very exciting stuff. All right. Looking back a bit at the March 23 of last month, in March, the ENF was very busy attending all sorts of events all around the world, and they published a nice article recapping all that and combining all of the nice media that they gathered from those events in one place. So first up was ETH Denver in early March. We got Liam Buckley, communications manager for the ENF, attending out there, sharing some tweets, some pictures, and even doing sharing a recap video this week. So that's cool. There was the second China Web3 forum that happened on March 10th. We got some nice pictures from Beatrice, who works for the ENF and is representing the ENF out there at these events. Game Developers Conference, which was just 2 weeks ago already in San Francisco. Had a bunch of people from the ENF. This picture is particularly great. Nice to see some faces to a lot of the people that we hear on the fireside and that we see in the chats, etc. And then, of course, the Upland Hackathon announcement that was unveiled at that Game Developers Conference. What else do we have? Of course, Paris Blockchain Week. We had some big hitters. Yves Larose, founder and CEO of the ENF, accompanied by the Chief Marketing Officer, Patty Fisher. They went out there to represent the ENF and the EOS community at the Paris Blockchain Week. And Yves actually was on one of the panels and did a really good job sharing the story of EOS and providing a lot of value to the panel. So you can check that out here as well. What else do we have? VC Blockchain Summit, Valerie representing us out there. Some pictures from the event, as well as the International Women of Blockchain event also going on in DC. So there was a lot of events last month. We're excited to see the connections that were made at these events, the potential deals that may have been made at these events. So Yves hinted at a lot of meetings that are going on during these events. And so we're looking forward to seeing some announcements that come from there. But it's not over this month. There's two big events going on. Hong Kong Web3 Festival going on April 12th to 15th. Yves is going out there. He's talked about that on the fireside with us this week on Wednesday, sharing how he's got something like 5 meetings scheduled per day over 9 days, 20 events he's scheduled to attend. So there's a packed schedule for Yves out there. And so that's got to be good. Good opportunities to share the story of EOS and share all the wonderful opportunities currently present on EOS. $20 million fund that was announced just 2 weeks ago for the EOS EVM projects. And of course, the launch of the EOS EVM, which is going to be timed while Yves is in Hong Kong. And then at the end of the month, Consensus 2023, hosted by CoinDesk. Another cool event. ENF is hosting a side event on the Tuesday night of that week. And they're inviting the EOS community to get out there if they can. So we're sending 2 of our team members, Dave and Jason, actually some of the guys that help us make this content on the on the HotSauce and on the Fireside. All the video content that you see from those events, those are the 2 guys that make it happen. So hat tip to them, and they'll be out there at Consensus. It's in their neck of the woods, and so they'll be attending the ENF event and potentially the conference as well. So hopefully we see some of you guys out there too. Okay, so moving on here, some more events actually that happened just recently last week. ENF China hosting some Twitter Spaces, 1,700 people tuning into this GameFi themed Twitter Spaces. That's cool to see. And then, like I said here, the Consensus event coming up on April 26th. Tickets are still available. There may be some discounts you can find if you're part of the EOS community. Maybe reach out to us or the ENF if you plan on joining, and make sure you get your name on that side events attendance list with a maximum of 100 people. And since this is kind of the kickoff event for the entire conference, very likely it's going to be a packed house. And then here again, Hong Kong Web3 conference happening as well. All right, on to the world of social media. Altcoin Daily, 1.3 million subscribers, recently featured the biggest comeback story of 2023, EOS. And so this is a nice video. Basically, this happened a while back. I don't remember exactly. I think, so this we see Rhett here from Zysan, who's been representing EOS and the ENF at a variety of conferences last year during that Blitz, the EOS Roadshow that I like to call, from, what was it, like September to December or to November, something like that. I think this particular event was in Dubai, and there was another guest scheduled to make this talk that bailed at the last minute, and Rhett was right in there and was invited to go on stage and share the story of EOS. And so this was actually a very influencer, YouTuber focused event of sorts. And so Altcoin Daily was one of these people on the panel, heard about the story, and now published a video to his 1.3 million subscribers. So this is cool, very cool to see. I know we all want to see more of this. And then also recently, just a few days ago, Yves was one of the panel guests on the Wendy O Show. So Wendy O Show, very popular crypto mainstream type of channel. And so this panel is comprised of a variety of guests, and this is not necessarily focused on EOS, it's focused on the latest crypto topics of the day, of the week, but it's nice to see Yves out there representing the ENF and the EOS, and I'm sure plugging in a few EOS plugs from time to time when he can. Okay, back to some technical updates real quickly. Leap version 3.2.3 has been, a patch has been released, plugging some bugs, etc. There's also Leap version 4 that was released as a release candidate a few weeks ago. There's more releases coming on for that. But for those node operators that were currently still on 3.2, here's some quick or some bug fixes for those node operators. And okay, on to Upland, our favorite GameFi project on EOS. These guys are really good. They keep impressing me the more I've been trying to keep up a bit more with what's going on. And yeah, these guys are solid. If you look here at the blog post, lots of events going on. This particular one caught my attention. Natural disasters are coming. And then if you go here to the blog post, starts off saying April's Fool. There's no need to worry about disasters, causing harm to your properties. So I thought this was an April's Fool's joke, but it's actually not 100% an April's Fool's joke, because these events are coming to the metaverse. They're not going to destroy your houses potentially, but they will impact what you can do. Some bonuses, some cleanup operations that the entire Upland community needs to rally and do to clean up their neighborhood, stuff like that. So it actually sounds pretty cool. Upland players can currently vote on which disasters they want to see first. This reminds me of SimCity. I used to play a lot of SimCity, and there were disasters that could come in and destroy your cities. That was always very stressful, but yeah. So nice to see kind of the Web3 evolution version of those, coming to life. And epic attention grabbing graphic here from Upland. All right, finally, just a quick little, Upland me impressing people, minting 80 NFTs a second. Impressive on two levels. First, that there's such demand for their project that when they release new NFTs, people are smashing them in there. And of course, that the EOS network can maintain no problem minting so many NFTs a second without causing massive fees to the player base. So that's very good. All right, and our last topic of the day, Eden elections going on this weekend. Unfortunately, at this point, you can no longer register for the election. You need to do that 24 hours in advance, and the election is Saturday morning. But wanted to just shout out Nova Crypto for being one of the chief delegates in the last term. For those of you who are newer to the ecosystem and maybe newer to the channel, you may not know that Patrick, Nova Crypto, was one of our original EOS Nation ambassadors. So this was a program that ran a few years ago, actually, now that it's been almost 5 years that the EOS network has been in operation. In the first few years, we had an ambassador program. Patrick was involved there, was super passionate, dedicated, hosting tons of events, as he continues to do today. So it was great to see Patrick being a chief delegate last term in Eden, and I look forward to seeing who is going to be elected as a level 1 delegate and as well as our chief delegates for this term. And so that's going to wrap it up for us today. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for being part of the EOS community. Until next week, let's keep it spicy.